Joe Zarzaur here with another installment of this In the Know with Joe thing. So you're in a car wreck in Florida and somebody at the scene says something about, oh, it's a no-fault state. And I hear this a lot from clients, but what does that all mean, the fact that it's a no-fault state? Well, it does not mean that the at-fault driver can't be held responsible, okay? A lot of people have a car wreck and they think, oh, it's a no-fault state, so therefore it doesn't matter who's at fault. That's not true. It is a no-fault state for purposes of some part of the damages, but it is an at-fault state for most of the damages. And here's how that works. Florida is one of 12 or 13 states in the country that follows the no-fault or personal injury protection method, also called PIP. So if you hear the words no fault, those are synonymous with personal injury protection or PIP. And here's what that means. When you buy car insurance in Florida, you have to purchase $10,000 in no fault coverage or PIP coverage. PIP stands for personal injury protection. This coverage, this $10,000, sometimes I refer to it as a bucket of money that you have to purchase for your own car. It serves as a temporary health insurance policy and a temporary lost wage policy or disability policy in the event that you're in a wreck. So the insurance companies thought, well, let's figure out a way to get the initial bills paid, because many times there's lawsuits over just the ambulance and the hospital, the emergency room bill. And if we could pay for those without having a lot of lawyers involved, then maybe we'll get rid of a lot of lawsuits and we'll just can focus on the more serious injuries. So they made the first $10,000 no fault. In other words, it doesn't matter who's at fault. So let's say you run a stop sign and you hurt somebody in a car wreck and you're at fault for the wreck. Well, as far as the no fault benefits are concerned, the first $10,000, it doesn't matter if you ran the stop sign. When you go to the ER, even though you're at fault for the wreck and even though you might have gotten a ticket for the wreck, you're going to get your bills paid for by your car insurance company for your medical expenses. They pay 80% of your medical expenses under PIP. And let's say you miss work. You ran the stop sign, you got the ticket, you're a little hurt, and you miss work. Well, you don't have a case that I can help you with because I go after at-fault drivers after the PIP is pretty much exhausted. But as an at-fault driver who got a ticket, who's injured, and they miss work, they not only get their medical bills paid out of their own PIP, but they get 60% of their lost wages paid for out of their PIP. So it's sort of a complicated situation, but just understand this. Just because we are a no-fault state and just because there are PIP benefits and just because you do use your own insurance when you go to the ER and for the first $10,000 in medical expenses and lost wages, that doesn't mean anything in regards to the at-fault driver. We still end up suing the at-fault driver. It still matters who's at fault. It's just for the first 10 grand of damages, it doesn't. So if you're involved in a car wreck and you have a Florida insurance policy that has PIP, then you're going to fall under this rule most of the time. There are exceptions that we can talk about if you call the office and have those questions. If you have questions on PIP, or you're in a car wreck or somebody you know is in a car wreck and they have questions about how this works, or you just have questions, before you buy insurance policy, you want some questions answered, you can find us on the web at zarzaurlaw.com. You can call us at 855-HIRE-JOE. My best. Take care.